Woodhouse.
Mr Speaker, I'm mindful of the quote by Balthazar Gracian when he said, "Good things, when short, are twice as good." So I'm going to be short, probably for a very long time. And I think really that's what the TVNZ Charter should have been like. I get taller with every interjection. But I think that's true of the TVNZ Charter, where 16 separate components, I think, are now going to be reduced when this bill is passed to about 4 succinct expectations. Some empathy there, Mr Speaker. And the present dual expectation to comply with the requirements of the Charter and act consistently with commercial imperatives are at best uncomfortable bedfellows and at worst completely unworkable. So it's arguable really that TVNZ and its predecessor organisations worked very well for 2 generations prior to the implementation of the Charter, and I wonder whether it's made a single bit of difference to the delivery of New Zealand content, sport, Maori content, news and so on. But it's also worth reflecting on the actions of TVNZ's competitors through that period and the level of Kiwi programs, news, sport, Maori content and so on private TV, radio and internet media. And the online media developments are very interesting because TVNZ Online, without any expectation, has a massive interest in its TVNZ On Demand, I think it's called, 1.4 million hits per month, and it actually makes a profit, all without any of those expectations being set in the Charter. So this bill amends some things to make that more explicit, and I think that's very necessary. I just want to talk a little bit about the Platinum Fund and the criticisms that funding that was ring-fenced for TVNZ's funding commitments will now be contestable through New Zealand On Air, and that criticism comes from a very outdated view about how programs are made. That sort of vertical integration when companies produced, filmed, developed, post-edited and then delivered the programs, and that's simply not the way TV, films and music is now made. So I'm very sure that this fund will result in better, higher quality, higher value for money programs on our screens. And I just want to put in a plug for New Zealand On Air, who I think do a fantastic job in promoting New Zealand music, drama and entertainment. And they're such a lean organisation. They manage about $150 million with just 13 staff. And I'm sure the Labour spokesman for bureaucracy, Grant Robertson, would be astounded at that sort of achievement. So it's an organisation that's been supported by both governments for over 20 years, and I wish them well in the future, and in particular for the management of that fund. This is a good bill, Mr Speaker, and I commend it to the House.
Members, that ends the debate on this bill. But before I put the vote, could I ask the